Hello, everybody. Welcome into the Casual Sports Podcast. I'm Matt Morrison here with Mike Wolfgang. How we doing, Mike? It's Wednesday. We're halfway through the week.
That's a good thing, Matt. It's freezing
I
outside, though. I
guess.
was coming over from
Yeah, I haven't been
being on
outside all
campus. It's
day. I've been
freezing.
inside. I
Well,
haven't
I
even been
worked this
on.
morning, and not. There's food trucks on campus a bunch. This whole week.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Well, there was one
Swenson's.
today. Yeah, I went today. That's who was on today, and I tried it for the first time. It's pretty good.
Yeah, Swenson's. I've heard about that. Yeah, but I heard that was gonna be on campus too. But
Yeah, I
I
think
didn't
yesterday
want
was
to go.
tacos. So all right, that was
Yeah, I
how
heard
that
that.
was how
Yeah,
my
I
day
didn't
so
hear
far.
that yesterday. It was right in front of the old Jimmy John's. I'm like, oh man, I wish I would have known. I would have went and got some tacos.
Well, I drove by it, but
I
I didn't have time to stop. But today I was
uh,
after work. I was like, I'll try it, and it's pretty good.
I like. I could go for some tacos, man.
Yeah,
Tacos sound really good.
yeah, they do. But so that's what I did today so far.
Yeah, well, I've been here at home.
You didn't miss much. It's too cold out.
No,
It's too
I
windy.
stepped outside for a second. It's too windy. What's going on with this? Monday was like 80 degrees. Now it's like 35.
I know Sunday was hot too, and I was outside doing
Yeah,
homework like while I was sitting outside on the deck.
yeah.
Today it's freezing. I'm like, come on. Like I actually got a
This
lot done
sucks.
when I was out there doing stuff when it was nice out. And then when it's cold out, you don't feel
Yeah.
like doing anything.
No, you don't.
But
Just
we gotta do. We gotta break through it. Pretty soon we'll be consistently hot. So and we won't have any more baseball games canceled anymore.
yeah, yeah. Hopefully not. I got some baseball to go to this Saturday. Got a little tryout with the Scrappers this Saturday, so I'll be up there at Eastwood Field. So hopefully that goes well. So,
You'll be fine.
but I'll be out. Yeah. But let's start talking about some sports. I guess.
Like you guess.
I guess we can talk whatever we want. I mean,
We could, but I mean,
we could, but let's talk
sports isn't
some
our
sports.
name.
I mean, hey, I've talked about different things on here before.
We just
So.
talk about food. I mean,
We just talk about food. Yeah, we just talk about tacos. Tacos sound really good right
they do,
now.
but
Really good. Or just Mexican food in general.
yeah,
Like, I've
I mean,
been
it's
eating
always
red sauce. I mean, pizza, spaghetti. Like, I
man
want
getting a lot of
Mexican
carbs
food.
in you.
Yeah. I was just eating ice cream. I haven't eaten ice cream in over a year. And I was like, I want ice cream. So,
You can treat yourself to it.
it's cookies and cream, man. I almost got Rocky Road. Next time, I think I'll get Rocky Road. But I saw the cookies and cream. I'm like, yeah, probably should go cookies and cream. But all right, let's get on here. Did you watch any basketball last night?
I did,
I did too. I fell asleep right in like the final minute of the Memphis game. I passed out. I'm like,
dude. I did
can't do
too.
this.
They
I was so mad.
Jaw hit that three with like a minute left.
Yeah,
Or no, wait. No,
he hit the layup.
well they. I'm trying to backtrack here. I think there was like I don't know 5, 6, 7 minutes left, and something happened, and the Memphis was like getting close. Then from there till like a minute, I dozed off. Then when I woke up in a minute, I think that's when Jaw hit a three. Then Minnesota came right back, and I think Edwards hit a three, and I was
Edwards
tied
hit a
up.
three, and
Yeah,
then,
and then
boom, Morant hit the layup.
so I saw the
Did you
good
see
part.
that dunk though?
Oh, I did. Oh,
Oh, it was
yeah.
so awesome.
After that, that's when I dozed off for like a few minutes.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I saw
man.
most of the good stuff, but I missed
I saw all
what
the
happened.
Heat game. I saw all the Miami Heat game. I just started dozing off after that. So Miami moved on to the next round, though. That's decided tonight, I think.
I think
No.
they get the Philly and Toronto winner.
Yeah, so that's decided Friday. Or Thursday. Thursday. Looking.
Hold on, I got it up too. Yeah, tomorrow, Thursday.
Yep, tomorrow. So I'm hoping Toronto comes back and gets some. I don't know.
I don't.
I don't want the Sixers.
I
I
don't care
think
for them
Miami.
either.
I think Miami can take either opponent.
That's my thing
But
too. So it doesn't really matter to me, at least.
yeah,
But you never know till you play.
yeah, that is true. And how about? I mean, I really wish I would have watched the Pelicans Suns games. I know I beat the Pelicans yesterday, but I'm happy the Suns won because I want them to win. I do, but I truly thought that the Pelicans were going to do something. But I mean, I'm glad they didn't because like
I
I
just
want
want
the
to say
Suns to
this.
get back there. I just want
I'm
the
not.
Suns to get back there.
I do too. I'm not trying to brag, but my series predictions, like in terms of like
Yeah.
how long the series will go, I'm not doing too great in that. But when we do pick these games individually, I think I was 3-0 last night
All
because
right.
you guys picked Minnesota, I picked Memphis, and you guys
Yeah.
picked. Did Alec pick New Orleans or just you?
No, we both picked the Pelicans.
And I picked the Suns.
Yeah.
I just you gotta in these situations when you're playing a team that's not like maybe not so
That's
much
tough.
Minnesota, maybe it's New Orleans that they weren't really expected to be there. Certain time when they're playing a team that's a lot better than them is you got to go with them when it's tight series, when it's tied up, when it's whatever. So that's the safe pick, and that's why I went with both of them. And I still expect Phoenix to win this series without Devin Booker, but as things
Yeah,
move
they
on,
need Devin
it's
Booker
going to get harder
now.
after this. So they need Devin Booker back
Yeah,
at some
it's
point.
hard right now. It's hard
Yeah.
right now. So they need Devin Booker. But I mean, what are you gonna do?
Wait till he can get healthy. That's all you can do.
Wait till you. Yeah.
Hold your ground till he
And
can come
how
back.
about look at the Heat last night? They didn't have Kyle Lowry or Jimmy Butler, and they still pulled that off. Bam was something, 20 points. His defense was great. Who else? Victor Oladipo, man. Dude, I'm so happy that he's back
Me
playing.
too.
Because he's been through so many injuries that it's good to see him back in kind of full strength. I mean, last night, what he had? He had 23 points. So that was a huge factor. Tyler Hero, 16 points off the bench. I really like Strus. Strus is cool. Watching Strus, he can't hit threes. Like he launched up 8 threes yesterday and only made 3 of them. But
That was a bad night for him because he usually does make them.
yeah, uh, you know, he still finished with 15 points. 2 steals too. Great defense. That's mostly what he's known for. Good defense. And I really like Caleb Martin off the bench. Shoot 10 points off the bench. That's a solid night. 21 minutes, 10 points, 1 steal as well, 4 rebounds, 3 defensive rebounds. So I like that. I like Duncan Robinson too. They need to get Duncan Robinson going more.
Matt,
He only
I
played
was
13
just going to go
minutes.
there. He
They
needs to get
need to-
himself going
Yeah.
because I watched last night. I had it on for a little bit. I didn't watch really much this game, but I was watching on my phone because I had the Pirates on the TV, and he had a couple wide open threes that he wasn't making. And I remember when he first came
Yeah.
up in last year and when they went to the finals, he was making almost everything.
Yeah,
So
and
I
he
think
went
that's kind of why they
0
took
for
him out of the
5
starting lineup this
from
year and
3
replaced him
point.
with Strus because Strus has been more consistent for them at that spot in the
Yeah.
starting lineup. And I mean, they've been kind of bouncing back and forth between him and Strus, but Robinson hasn't been getting. He needs to get himself going more than them getting him going because
Yeah,
they're
it
giving
does.
him the chances. I mean, he's getting looks. He was 0 of 5 last night on 3. Field goals 0 of 5 too. That was all his shots were threes, and he missed all of them.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe he can try to tackle a little bit more, maybe get a mid-range game going, then open it back up to the 3 because I mean he's not on right with threes right now. And that's pretty much his game. So try to open up some other ways and get himself going.
And let's jump on. Yeah, definitely. Let's jump to the Atlanta Hawks side. Who didn't score more than? I mean, usually puts up like 20, 30-point games. Who didn't do that for the second game in a row? Trae Young.
I know the answer to that.
Yeah, 11 points. 11. And when he only had what? How many in the last game? Like
Let me look.
10 maybe. Well, go look for a second. But if they can get him, if he is consistent enough, because you know who is consistent, DeAndre Hunter, man. Hunter's going off in every
Young had
game.
9 points in game.
He had
previous
9
game.
points. So he did 2 points better. Oh my gosh. I mean, I like the 6 assist part. That's the only good part about that 6 assists. But look at DeAndre Hunter. How many did Hunter have in the last game? He had 35 in this game.
Well, I mean, if you're just looking at the box score just from points, you would probably
But
say, oh, Trae Young 11 points is probably just how good Miami's defense is. But look further into it. He
it
was
is.
0 of 5 from 3. He was 2 of 12 from the field. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not Trae Young.
No, it is not. He didn't hit any 3-pointers. Usually he's hitting 30-footers, but not last night. So 2 for 12 from field goal too. Most of his points came from free throws.
Just because the Nets got eliminated 2 nights ago, the Hawks got eliminated last night.
Yeah.
Neither of these teams we watched them play impressed me. I think the Cavs would have done a better job.
I think so, too.
Maybe they would have lost in 5 like the Hawks did, but I think there would have been closer games.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think Miami probably would have got them. I mean, they've been beating us all year, so
I'm
we don't play good.
glad we didn't have to play Boston because I thought that would have been ugly because nobody's beating Boston right now.
No.
Maybe down the road, and I told you guys yesterday I still have Golden State as my championship favorite, but Boston's...
Yeah, Golden State is something. I've said it before, who said it? Kendrick Perkins. Somebody said it. Either they're going to be out in the first round or they're going to win it all. Who said that?
Probably. That sounds like something Perk would say.
Yeah, yeah. But that's true. And, they didn't go out in the first round, and they won't. Well, they won't. Well, they're up 3-1. So, I don't see it. I mean, if the Suns don't get back Devin Booker, they don't have a prayer against them. They don't. It's going to be ugly.
Well, I think
because they're barely scathing past this Pelicans team, and I know I said yesterday, they're doing better since the addition of McCollum and who else did they get? I forget, but I mean, he's been a big addition. They've been doing better since they got him. The record's good, but I mean, they're still a team that finished 10 games under 500. Like, what the heck? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to overreact too much because here's why.
Yeah.
And it's a different situation, different teams, all that. But remember LeBron's last year when we won 7 games? You were at that game with the Pacers.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And then look what happens after that. They go and sweep Toronto. They go 7 games with the Celtics, and I know they get swept in the finals. But to me, some of these first-round matchups are tricky, and it can be with some of these higher seed teams too, even though it normally ends in a sweep with 1 versus 8. But it's, matchups are different. I mean, next round they could play somebody else. I don't know who they play in the next round. I think it'd be...
These 7 and 8 seeds are really playing the hardest they can, too.
Yeah, they are, and that's another thing this year. But I think I think Phoenix will be playing either Dallas or Utah. But it's all about matchups, and that might be better matchups for them because, like I said, Indiana took the Cavs to 7 games, then they go in the next round and sweep Toronto. I know you can say what you want about Toronto; they were scared of the Cavs, whatever. But that's just how it is.
Yeah, it is. But that's gonna be something. I like this playoffs. Bulls. Let's talk a little bit. Did we cover pretty much every game?
Yeah, there's 3 yesterday. We got them all.
Oh, okay. But let's jump into today's games. We'll burn some time with this. Bulls versus Bucks. Bulls are trying to stave off elimination. I don't know. It's not looking very good. Same thing with the Nuggets. They're trying to stave off that elimination. But if the Bulls ended up coming all the way back, who they got to play next? Wouldn't it be Boston?
Mm-hmm.
So Milwaukee, if they win tonight, they got to go play Boston, right?
Yeah, correct.
That's gonna be something. Now, yesterday, when I was comparing his Boston team to the Spurs team, Alec kept on cutting in and stuff. Listen, I'm gonna get my piece in because we were running out of time and he kept on chiming in on me. So, yeah, they ended up being like superstars, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker. But they were not anticipated to be like this. Tony Parker was, but you didn't draft Manu Ginobili, and you didn't look at him like you did LeBron James or even Michael Jordan. They were like, "Oh, this guy's gonna be the best ever." When he got drafted, you weren't looking at Manu Ginobili like, "Oh yeah, look at him. Yeah, he's gonna be the best, one of the best ever." They weren't anticipated to be like that, and that a lot of that came to Popovich. And I see, what's his name? Who's the Boston head coach now? It's not Brad Stevens anymore.
Ime Udoka.
Yeah, I like this dude. I like this coach. I see a lot of that. I see a little bit of Popovich in him. Just I'm like not a lot, but just a little bit of it, because I mean Popovich really wasn't this top of the line head coach when he first came in. Nobody knew who he was until he put that team together. Well, maybe this will be the same thing with this Boston team. They don't have superstars. They did. They had Kyrie Irving. They had Gordon Hayward. Where the heck is Gordon Hayward? Is he still with Charlotte?
Yeah, I think he was hurt though for their playoff series.
Okay.
Or no, they weren't. No, they're playing game because they got beat by the Hawks.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's something about this Boston team they're fierceful. You don't look at Jaylen Brown and you don't look like oh yeah, look at him. He's the next blah blah blah. He's the next David Robinson or something. I'm speculating. You don't look at these players like that. Jason Tatum definitely. Alec was going off about that yesterday. But half this team, you're just like, and half of them are past their prime, or at least we thought. I mean, what's his name? The big dude that played for Atlanta.
Al Horford.
Yeah, Al Horford. You bring him in there, and he's like, it feels like he's playing like he's 10 years younger than he is. The guy is, how old is he?
But to help with your Spurs argument, I don't know if it helps.
He's 35 years old, so.
But just to comment on your, I don't know if this helps or hurts your argument, but when they did draft, they didn't have, again, other than Tim Duncan, for the most part, they didn't have superstars. But I mean, Parker and Ginobili made themselves that. But when they did draft Tim Duncan, they did have David Robinson. So then they won 2 titles with him in 99 and 03. I think
David Robinson was David Robinson. Yeah.
And again,
David Robinson made Tim Duncan.
He made the Spurs pretty much. Him and
pretty much. Well,
George
he made
Gervin.
Tim Duncan Yeah. You remember Steve Kerr was on that team too. That 99. He went from the Bulls to the Spurs the next year and ended up winning it again. So that's pretty cool. But
I think though with the Celtics right now, I think you compare a guy like Jaylen Brown, maybe to a guy like Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
Like he's good and he's an all-star, but he's not like a guy you look at like, oh, he's the guy. Because they have, I think like Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown can end up being like a Chris Middleton and Giannis combination, but I'm not trying to get ahead of it because I do think the Bucks are going to end it tonight, which would put them in the second round matchup with the Celtics. I'm going to go out on a limb. I know Alec probably won't agree with me, but I still got to pick the Bucks to win that series. Not only because they're defending champs, but that is
against Boston.
I do.
Yeah. Alec would be going off right now, but yeah, Tim Duncan. Yeah, Tim Duncan came in '97, and then in '99, that's when they won it. The year after Michael Jordan retired. Now, if Michael Jordan wouldn't have retired and that whole team would have been there again, would we be seeing that Spurs team win? I don't know. That's tricky. We might have seen Michael play them, but I don't know.
Or wait, no, 99. He wasn't he done by then?
Who?
Were you talking about Jordan?
Yeah, he was done in '99. His last year was '98. But what he would you might be watching the documentary.
Well, then he came back again for the Wizards, didn't he?
Yeah. But he could have came back that next year for the Bulls. But they all decided, that's why it was the last dance, essentially.
Yeah.
But the Spurs, their next head coach, honestly, didn't they bring in Tim Duncan to coach one of these games?
I think he's still there.
Isn't he still there? He is. Well, he was an assistant from 19 to 20. So it's not there. He's not there anymore, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
he stepped down. It says he stepped down after that season.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
But I could see him as being a coach.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, what other better spot than San Antonio?
Yeah,
for him?
Yeah. And there's another thing. I like that he stayed his whole career with the Spurs. Like, you didn't see him going off signing with a flashy team with a, $1 million signing bonus or anything. He stayed with the team that drafted him. So I like that.
Well, you know the thing I liked about Tim Duncan, he was a superstar and he's one of the great power forwards ever. And he didn't act like, he kind of played into that role of like Tony Parker and Ginobili, where he wasn't flashy. He wasn't, for as good as a player he was, for as a superstar as he wasn't flashy like that. And maybe that's sometimes why he might get overlooked. Maybe you could say about Dirk too, but them are some of the greatest guys ever, and for similar reasons.
Yeah, so that was the point I was trying to make yesterday, but of course, I get intercepted by Alec.
Destroyed.
Sometimes he thinks he's Stephen A. Smith. I think. Hopefully, he's not watching this right now. But
hopefully, he is then.
that was my point, Doug. That was my point. Like, it's the same thing pretty much. So hopefully, I'd like to see this Boston team. Like, I was just thinking about this last night. Last time they won was 2008. I wasn't watching basketball when I was 8 years old, and if I did, I wasn't remembering it. So, like, we never saw Boston win a championship ever. So many generations have. So many generations have. Yeah, but you vaguely even.
Oh, I do remember. I do remember the year before when the Cavs got swept by the Spurs.
I see. Yeah,
and I remember because I was watching with. Well, I remember when they beat the Pistons to get to the finals.
Yeah.
And all my friends at school were like, "Oh, we have no chance against San Antonio." I was like, "You guys don't know. We could beat them." I tried to make positive all the time, and we got swept. I remember I was 7, something like that. I'm a little kid. I cried when I lost, but
oh yeah.
So I remember that, and I kind of remember that the next year when Boston won. I didn't watch too much because it wasn't my team, and I was still a young kid. But
like we haven't seen that. We haven't seen Boston there. It's over a decade. And, all these generations, like my dad and everybody, your dad, they saw Boston. They saw the soul of the Celtics. They saw Larry Bird, Robert Parrish, and Kevin McHale. Who's the soul of the Celtics for us?
And my dad remembers when the Cavs beat them in one of Bird's last years, and I think it was 90-something.
Yeah, 92.
That's when the Cavs, became, good.
Yeah, I think they beat him in 92, and then we ended up losing to Michael in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Like every year for 6 straight years.
Yeah. But it happens.
Nobody else beat him either.
Yeah. But nobody can beat him. But except the Lakers, I guess. Not really. No, wait.
He beat the Lakers.
Yeah, he beat the Lakers too. He beat Old Magic.
Nobody beat MJ except the Pistons.
Yeah, the Pistons. And that's it. Then they got old.
And then he took over for a decade.
Yeah. That's it. That was a lot of people don't know the transition. The East, it was Boston, and then Boston got old and ended up losing to Detroit. That's the only reason Detroit beat them. And then Detroit got old, and that's how Michael beat them, because they got old.
And then you had teams filtered in there, like the Cavs could never beat them, or
and then the Knicks.
I know I'm missing somebody. The Pacers.
Yeah,
I know I'm missing another one.
That's so sad that Reggie Miller, he was so close.
Yeah.
And that would have been so sick that the Pacers would have got an NBA championship with Larry Bird as their coach.
Yeah.
They made it there. They made it there in 2000, but lost to the Lakers, who was coached by
Phil Jackson.
Yeah. So.
But, all right, these 2 games tonight, who do you got?
So Nuggets, I got to go Bucks, even though I'll be rooting for the Bulls, because it just, I don't know. They haven't been. Last time they were in the playoffs, but with Derrick Rose, I think was 2015.
2017. They said when Dwayne Wade was there for a year, when they saw Jimmy Butler. I think Rondo was there too.
Oh, okay. But 2015 was one they. They made a little bit of a run. They won first round, then lost to us, to the Cavs, or was that first round?
That was 15. Yeah.
Was that the first or second round? That was the second round. Yeah, so they did win a series. I remember the Derrick Rose buzzer beater. That was the only game they won. And then LeBron
Yeah.
James came back the next game. LeBron James at the buzzer. You know, who was that? Who is that dude?
Mike Bream.
Yeah, Mike Breen. I like Mike Breen.
Not to get off topic here, but
yeah, we don't got much to talk about.
Why do you like the Bulls so much?
Bulls?
Not that you like them, but like, why are you rooting for them?
I don't know. Just they haven't been there since they haven't done anything since Michael Jordan left there, and it's just I don't know. I just want to see these teams do good that haven't done good in a while, and I really would have liked to see. I like Derrick Rose with them too, and if he
I love those teams they had. I miss
Derrick Rose and Jimmy Butler. Like that's where I really started liking Jimmy Butler with the Bulls. So not a lot of people remember him with the Bulls, but I do. Try to not remember him with the Sixers, but
I got two things with the Bulls. I remember when LeBron was there in Miami, and they played them in the conference finals his first year.
Yeah.
Then I think they played him in his third year when the Bulls weren't title favorites, but
no.
One of the reasons, and you might think I'm saying this because I think you guys can tell from the way I comment on the show that I don't really care too much for LeBron anymore, but
I don't. I
remember
don't either.
I remember that third year when the Bulls were playing them. This is one of the reasons why I do kind of like them, but they're not. I don't like them. I just they don't matter. I guess they're just somebody I don't like. I do whatever. So I remember when they were playing that series, and it was a game in Chicago, and I think Chicago might have been winning. And Nazir Muhammad, you remember him?
Yeah.
I remember he got up and pushed LeBron. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
And again, it's not because I just like that because it's like a smaller, a guy doesn't have a big name. You stand up to a big guy. That's one of the things I liked with the Bulls, and that was still kind of the tail end of that Derrick Rose era team with him and Noah and Luol Deng and those guys.
Yeah,
I like that part.
Derrick Rose and the Bulls were sick. Like I wanted to see them be a team for the ages, and it just injuries caught up for him. Like he was the 2011 NBA MVP. Like where is that guy? I want to see that guy again.
It's not going to happen, dude.
No, he's in the twilight of his career. That's why I was really kind of getting with the Knicks last year because he was on the Knicks and he was doing pretty good. If he's healthy, he's full force going. Like it's just he's not healthy all the time, and it's sad because I do not consider him a bust, but I don't consider him a Hall of Famer.
Derrick Rose?
No, I don't.
He's definitely not a bust because he did something.
He's not a bust.
He won an MVP. He did stuff. He
won an
made
MVP.
Conference finals.
He's made the playoffs several times.
He's done stuff. That's not a bust. I mean, he actually when he was good, he was actually doing stuff, and it was for 4 or 5 years, and then he got hurt.
You just got hurt.
I mean, ACL injuries. That's what I keep saying about bust. You can't help it when you get hurt. That doesn't make you a bust. Nobody wants to get hurt.
No, I mean, I know where you're going on that route, but.
I mean, that's just how. I mean, everybody has their own view on it. That's just mine.
Yeah, but we don't got much else to talk about. But when he was done with the Bulls, and he got picked up with the Knicks, that first time with the Knicks, I'm like, oh, he's with the Knicks, all right. But then he came to Cleveland, Derrick Rose in Cleveland. Like I was hyped. I actually went to a couple of games when he was in Cleveland, and then. What I really liked was when he went with Minnesota because he was back with Jimmy Butler. And I'm like, all right, that's where I really jumped on Minnesota. Now, I still like them. But, obviously Jimmy Butler left and so did he. I think then he went with Detroit. Now he's back with the Knicks. But, I mean, he hasn't been the same. He's only 33 years old.
I know.
Like, he could still be – I mean, some of these guys that are 33 are in the prime of their careers right now. And his career is in the twilight zone. It's near the end.
Yeah.
So it's sad. It's really sad.
That has to be one of the biggest what ifs in recent basketball.
What if he did not get hurt? He'd probably have at least one ring. At least one.
Because that year he got hurt. And after that first year when they played Miami in the conference finals 2011, then next year number 1 seed again. I think they were, or number 2 seed
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
He gets hurt. They lose to Philly in the first round.
Yeah.
Philly was like a 7-8 seed, so
Yeah.
that has to be one of the
Yeah.
biggest what ifs.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. But just imagine if you had a 100% Derrick Rose and Jimmy Butler on the Bulls and then on the Timberwolves. Nobody would stop him. Nobody's stopping Jimmy Butler now. I mean, he's going for. I truly believe he really likes Miami. I mean, obviously he signed there by himself, but I really believe that that's where he's going to retire. Hopefully, I like him in Miami. I do. I think it fits Jimmy Butler, and I like Kyle Lowry there and Oladipo. So, but just imagine you look at that Heat team. Just imagine if you had all those guys at least 5-6 years younger in their prime. You've seen that Oladipo with the Pacers. He was tearing stuff up. He gave the Cavs a lot of problems, and I couldn't stand him for it. I'm like, oh God, we got put up with Oladipo, and here, I don't know if we can beat them, and we did, but I mean, just imagine this Heat team with those guys 5-6 years younger.
Well, yeah, and I think with Jimmy Butler, like you said, I hope he stays there because he signed there.
Yeah.
Him and Oladipo and all the guys they have fit exactly what Pat Riley wants in that culture that they have. But, and I mean, a lot of people, like, it would be nice to see Jimmy Butler stay there because a lot of people forget he was with Chicago, spent a year with Minnesota. A lot of people forget he was with Philadelphia for half the year.
I try to forget he was with the Sixers.
A lot of people forgot that, and so he within like a year, 2 years, he was moving around a lot. So it's good to see him stick in Miami. He seems like he likes it there. He fits what they want. I mean, now the number 1 seed in the East, they're already moving on to the second round, so they already made a NBA Finals. You could say what you want about that bubble year, but they at least made it when nobody thought they would. So
yeah, I really like them to get back and do it this year. Not only because I had the chance to go see them, but I like them. You know, I got that Dwayne Wade shirt. I've been wearing that like.
We didn't like him from 2010 to 2014, though.
No.
I know I didn't.
No. Wait, with the Heat? I like Dwayne Wade.
When LeBron was there.
Yeah, I like Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. I just didn't like LeBron James.
Well, I didn't like either one of them either because they brought LeBron there.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta admit that Ray Allen on that team was pretty sick. I mean, hitting the corner three, like he hit the corner three, LeBron didn't. Like, I mean,
I'm not getting into that because
we don't need to get into that.
If Alex watching, he'll yell at me for what I would say.
Yeah, well, he's not watching. Well, he's not on here, but he does have the link. He could pop in here.
I'm just gonna keep it to myself.
All right, tell me after. All right. But I don't know. We'll see. This playoff, I love these playoffs. First of all, there's no Lakers in it, and that's the only negative side about it. There's no Lakers, or the only that would be the only negative if they made it. Because I just don't like seeing them in the playoffs.
And the negatives that the Cavs aren't in it.
And I'm glad the Nets are out too.
See, so. I'm not mad that they lost. I'm not they don't really bother me too much.
I think it's funny that.
But they don't bother me as much as it seems like a lot of people can't stand them.
There's a prime example right there of super teams.
Well, here's my thing, and I think I talked about it yesterday. That, they don't bother me too much, but it's like Kevin Durant I don't have nothing against him. I don't like what he did, how he went to Golden State, but he doesn't bother me. He's still. Here's my other thing, and I want to shut this down. I should have did it yesterday when Alec was. I mean, there's nothing wrong with what he was saying about Jason Tatum. Right now, he's playing at an unbelievable level. But yeah, I think some of these people that are overreacting, saying he's better than Kevin Durant. It's been 4 games. Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant's still top 2, 3 in the league.
They're on a hot streak.
I mean, yeah, he outplayed Kevin Durant. He guarded him well. I'll give him his credit. But Kevin Durant.
This has been a weird season already for Brooklyn. I mean, it's been strange for them all year. You don't have Kyrie at home most of the year. You get Ben Simmons, and he's pretty much change his name from Ben to Ben Simmons, because that's what he's been doing all year. He hasn't played a single game at all. So, my back hurts or whatever. Bull crap.
If your back's been hurting you since last June when he last played, then there's something wrong.
Going on. Yeah.
There's something. He needs surgery. He needs something then, if it's that bad.
Yeah.
And we didn't even hear about this back injury until he got to Brooklyn.
Yeah. We didn't.
So I mean, you weren't playing for
He's just
like
trying to
6
sweeten
months. How'd you hurt
things
your
up.
back then?
He's just trying to sweeten things up.
I'm
Uh,
whatever.
That's
That's
why
dumb. But
I don't like Kyrie Irving either. I don't.
he
Neither
says stupid
do
things, but he doesn't bother me that much.
He bugs me.
Other than what he says, I mean, I love watching him on the court.
Boston fans hate him too. So they're all like, we got him. And
Boston
then,
fans
he'll
hate
be
everybody that's
gone.
not wearing Celtics jerseys.
I know. It's funny.
But I still love watching him on the court.
He
Kyrie's
can still
box
do
office.
He can still do unbelievable things, but he's definitely fallen off a step. You can definitely see that. But he can still do unbelievable things.
But here's why I think he's fallen off a step.
But only because he's got older, that's all.
No, he's not even that old. He's only been in the league, 10 years? That's not old in the NBA. And I think he probably looked like that this year because he hardly played. And part of
that too.
People could say it's his fault, people could say it's not his fault, but whatever you want to call it.
What is Kyrie Irving? He is. Oh, he's only 30. Okay.
Yeah, that's not old at all in the NBA. I mean, some
he
people
just
think
look-
I don't think it
he
is,
looks,
but
he looks old.
because of his big afro. But
Yeah,
no,
he needs to shave.
That's probably why I think he's looked coming down the stretch in this playoff series. He gets swept. That's probably why he's looked like he's lost a step because he hardly played this year. And I think that's why if the Nets were in a lot of it's Ben Simmons' fault. I mean, they gave him up for James Harden, they gave James Harden up for him. He doesn't play. Kyrie, I mean, when he's healthy and with Kevin Durant, that's a sick duo. I mean, they're two of the most entertaining guys to watch on the basketball court.
Yeah,
And they just didn't have time to do that. And I think if they had a little bit more time, which is part of their fault, they would. I don't know if they would have beaten Boston, but they would not have gotten swept. I can tell you that. And Kevin Durant would have looked more like himself. Kyrie would have looked like more of himself, and the role players would have looked better. But that didn't happen. And we talked about we beat it to the nail yesterday. Boston's just playing better.
they are. They're playing a lot.
You know who else is playing better? The team I keep saying is my favorite is Golden State, and they play Denver tonight.
I used to hate. I mean, obviously you did too, but I'm like behind them now. Like I want them to go back. I
used to hate Miami too, and I don't hate them anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I never really hated Miami. I just, I probably wouldn't be a big fan if they brought LeBron back, but like, I like Miami. I went there, like you've been there too, and I'm going back. So it's a beautiful state, Florida, obviously, but I mean, I like the culture down there. It's cool. You got Tyler Hero rolling in with the flower shirts sometimes. Like I like that.
Okay,
when he came in, that's when I was like, all right, this is cool.
Well, that stuff, that's cool.
Miami.
But here, the thing actually going to a Heat game because I went to one when I was down there.
I'm gonna try.
It was different because it was a regular season game. They were playing Houston, a team that was out of it, but it was just still cool to go. And it was a pack, pretty close being packed. I mean, it's the first place team. That's just what Miami is because you go there and it's like these people that were there. It's like a party at a basketball game. Like it's just the way Miami is. It's a party city.
Yeah.
People are just there.
Awesome.
People are there. It's like they're there. It is awesome, but it's a bit distracting when you're trying to watch a game. Is people there's music blaring and stuff, and it's like the basketball game's secondary. Like it's not even the main event. And that's what I noticed about it too. And it's cool if you're visiting it, but if I was a fan down there and go to games like I do, like here at Cavs games all the time, I would get annoyed with it. But it was different to see because every stadium and every team has different atmospheres, and that's just what Miami's is. But
yeah, FTX Arena, that's a party right there. I went and toured it at least. But
and it was the same when I went to the Marlins game like 5-6 years ago. I mean, there's a club in the outfield. Everybody's in the club. Nobody's even paying attention.
Either we're going to see them or we're going to a Marlins game. They got a beautiful park. They got a swimming pool in their park, I think. So.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah. It's a nice stadium to visit. It's kind of weird. It's like not your traditional stadium.
No.
But
no.
Like I said, that's Miami's atmosphere. They have a club out in left field that everybody just goes and hangs out at the club. It's like I saw a video, not to get too off track, but I saw a video that this one guy was at a Marlins game a couple years ago, and he was down in this. They have the Clevelander club in left field. He's like, I'm here watching the game because he's actually sitting there watching it, and somebody comes up and taps him on the shoulder. That's back at the club, like near the bar. They're like, "Is the game still going on?" Like they didn't even know the game was happening. That's just how it is.
That's funny. But
no,
all right,
Go ahead.
What do we say we jump out of basketball here?
I'm picking Golden State
40
tonight, by the way. Bucks and Warriors. I
Yeah,
think
I'm
Alex
going
did too.
Golden State. I'm going Golden State. Yeah, I think you did yesterday. But let's talk some hockey here, man. Pens are in turmoil. Edmonton took care of us.
We could just talk about another team because Pens are just, when we do talk about them, they suck.
Yeah, but I mean, playoffs start this Sunday, May 1st. So we're just gonna have to see. Hopefully, we can stay above Washington. They lost last night, so that's good. But I don't know. They got to play one more time before we play. So hopefully they just keep losing. Like, I don't want to fall behind them. I don't. But
And they're only a point behind us, and they're the game behind us in the win column.
yeah.
So
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not thrilled. I'm not excited. Usually,
So our last game's against Columbus, and
yeah,
Washington's is against. Well, they have one tonight, or no,
they
tomorrow night against the
got to play the
Islanders.
Rangers.
Well, they have the Islanders Thursday, and then the Rangers to finish out a back-to-back on Friday. So
And the Islanders just beat them too. So
we'll hope they could do it again. And Matt,
Hopefully.
I'm still. This is just me. I said this earlier in the show. I try to be positive with teams.
yeah,
I still think the Pens are going to win a series. I don't think they're going to go deep. I don't think they're going to win a championship, but I still think they're going to win. I think they could win a series. They got to break out of that.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, how do you go from winning back-to-back Stanley Cups and then ever since then you're getting bounced in the first round every year?
That's the way it is. I guess.
That's the Pittsburgh way. I mean, the Steelers have won a playoff game, 10 years?
What? No. 10
That's
years.
how they've been saying it, like 7, 8, it's close to 10 years. Let me look.
It can't be 10 years. Didn't they lose? Was it 2016 they won a wild card? Then lost to the Jaguars in the divisional?
No, I think that was the first game, like, of that.
Maybe.
Wait. I don't know, but I think it's been. People keep saying it's been a while, so either way, it's been a while.
It's been a while. If you're having to look it up, it's been a while. So.
Wait, this might be it. Oh yeah, 2016. Yeah, because they beat Miami. Remember when they played Miami?
Yeah.
In Kansas City, and they lost to the Patriots in
yeah, I remember
the championship game. Yeah, so that's it. Sorry.
That's all right. Then.
I mean, pretty couple years. It'll be close to 10 years, but no.
Hopefully, we
back
win one though.
Back to Penguins. I think they're gonna win a series. I do.
I hope so. I don't know. It's not looking too good.
Come on, Matt. Don't be scared of the Rangers. Let's act like we're gonna beat somebody here.
The Rangers, man. We not even play them. If we drop behind Washington, we got to play Carolina or whoever. I mean,
well, we're beating them.
We
too.
drop into the wild card. We got to go play Florida.
I don't want to play Florida. That could be
no.
I don't know who wants to play anybody right now. I mean, in the Eastern Conference, I don't know who you want to. All these teams are tough, man. In the East, I've been talking about it all year, especially covering the Eastern Conference because that's where the Pens are. But every team's already locked up, just fighting for positioning now. I mean, look at Boston, Matt. They're a wild card team. They have 50 wins.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we have 45 wins. So we don't lose. They don't lose in overtime either. Well, yeah. Well, they've lost only 5 times. We've lost 11 times. Washington's lost 12 times in overtime. Like, that's bad because half of these playoff games go to overtime.
Yeah.
And there's no shootouts or anything like that. You play overtime as many periods. Like that one year went 6-7 periods because no one has scored. So you better be good.
To flip conferences here, I mean, Matt, there's still one playoff spot open in the West. It's pretty much between Dallas and Vegas. I think Dallas has Arizona and I just saw it. Arizona and Anaheim to close out. And Vegas has Blackhawks tonight and then the Blues on Friday. That'll be a tough one. But it pretty much looks like the Stars have it wrapped up. They have a 4-point lead. And they're 3 games better in the win column. So it looks like Dallas is going to get it. But you never know.
Hopefully. I'd like to see Dallas in.
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing Vegas.
Yeah, we see Vegas in every year. I think this is gonna be the first year that they wouldn't be in it since they've been created. So it's about time. Yeah, it's pretty much
I
locked
mean,
up.
Dallas
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 could
was just in
even
the finals a couple years ago.
yeah, Dallas could even jump up. Couldn't they jump up into a? I mean, because the Kings have 96 and they have 95. Couldn't they jump up into a seed?
Yeah, they could, or they could pass.
Nashville.
Wait, hold on.
Like, I'm looking.
Yeah, they would just pass Nashville because they're in the same division too.
Yeah. Okay.
So they'd pass Nashville, and they would. I don't know who they play, but
They play someone.
I still don't have the whole bracket. I understand it, but I don't have it like memorized because it's weird.
Yeah.
Because
It is weird.
it's different than basketball, isn't it? Where it's just
Yeah, it is. It is.
the best teams.
But all right, we jumped that. Let's get out of hockey. You know what tomorrow is?
NFL draft.
Yeah, Alec didn't even know. He was like,
I gotta say this on the show, and this might make me look like a bad fan.
But
I don't even know what pick the Cowboys have. I know it's in the 20s, but I really haven't been. I have not looked at a single mock draft this draft. I just haven't paid attention to it like I have. I don't even know who.
I have.
Really, I haven't looked at any. Well, because yours kind of matters here because you got a direction in your franchise going. You're gonna take quarterback. If I were the Steelers, I wouldn't take quarterback at 20. I'd
No, we shouldn't.
Because
But
none of these guys are really that impressive.
that's what I'm hoping and praying. Like, if we pick any quarterback, I just don't want it to be Malik Willis. I just hope Carolina picks him at 6.
I don't even know if I'd want to pick it. Not that I don't think he's good, but there are still some question marks. And
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if I'd want the pressure on him because that is pressure when you play college ball at the same exact stadium that you're going to be playing professional ball in. And I think it just doesn't feel right
you
to
gotta
me.
pick or sign someone because we only have 2 quarterbacks. So
I
don't know. Either what they signed Fitzmagic, man.
who were the 4 in this draft again? Pickett, Ritter.
So there's been a lot of talk that we could pick Ritter too.
I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't either. I think he's probably one of the more solid ones at least.
Them two,
So
Ritter, Mills.
Let me name them. There's Kenny Pickett. There's Malik Willis. There's Desmond Ritter. There's Matt Corral. Who's the other one?
I know there's a 4th one.
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm
you're making me think.
looking.
Pickett, Willis.
Isn't there a dude from
Ritter.
Nevada? Oh,
No.
How?
That's not the one I'm thinking of.
But he's another one.
Quarterbacks.
I'm looking. Here it is. I mean, there's Cone from Notre Dame.
That's not it either. But he's coming out.
No.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I guess. Let's see. Who else is in here?
I should know this. I've been listening to sports radio every day, and that's all I talk about.
Here we go. I got the list. So, Carson Strong from Nevada. So, Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett, Matt Corral, Sam
Matt
Howell,
Corral.
Desmond
Yeah,
Ritter.
Matt Corral.
I said Matt Corral.
Did you? I don't know.
Yeah.
I was still thinking
Desmond
about the 3.
Ritter's in there. Carson Strong. I really like this Billy Zapp kid from Western Kentucky. I like Jack Cone, too, from Notre Dame. So, and Brock Purdy's in this draft, too, who is supposed to be pretty good. Dustin Crum from Kent State is in here. Derek King. King is supposed to be something great.
He's all right.
He was really good at Houston, but when he went to Miami, it was like, what the heck?
A lot of people go to Miami and suck.
Yeah, I know. What was his name? Tate Martell.
Alex boy.
Yeah, Tate Martell. Good old Tate. Playing for the UNLV Rebels.
But, I mean, you said you looked at some mock drafts. Who's somebody that has been around the Steelers pick that you'd like to have? Because I wouldn't want a quarterback at their pick.
No, a lot of them say Malik Willis. I'm like, are you serious? But
What? So what do you not like about him? I guess.
I don't know.
I know you don't like the guys playing at smaller schools, so maybe that's why.
I don't like the guys at the smaller schools. I don't like because I know Alec will be tearing me up right now, but if you look at these smaller schools, like look who they're playing. That's why I don't like Trey Lance, the FCS guy. Like I don't like that. And I don't like the fact that the Niners picked them when they had Mac Jones on the board. Like you pick him over Mac Jones, like that was last year, but like that's the same thing. But not really with any of these quarterbacks in this draft.
Yeah,
I mean
it's not like it's not a great class. It's average.
Did you even hear this guy before last year? So,
what's that?
How does that sound? Nobody hasn't even heard of this guy.
Sorry, I was looking at mock draft and some ad popped up. But yeah, you're right.
The only reason I know Kenny Pickett is because, well, Pitt's always on TV. And we're close to Pittsburgh, so we know Kenny Pickett. Pickett wasn't known by anybody until this year, besides the Pitt people. He played there 5 years, and this was his best season. I mean,
I remember
one good season.
He did have a couple. I mean, this is by far his best season, but he had to. Yeah. I remember the couple years when they had the Penn State Pitt rivalry going back. He was okay, but he wasn't. And give him credit. He turned himself. Votes. He turned himself into something. I'll give him credit. I just don't think
he did.
I'm just concerned about him coming in where everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, we got the hometown kid." Yeah. Some guys can take it, some guys can't. I don't know if he can. Not that he can't, but
James Conner didn't do it.
Yeah, he did for like a spurt, and then he fell apart and got hurt, and then they cut him.
Yeah.
So
I really like him with the Cardinals, though.
Yeah.
But we'll see here. But I mean, usually all these drafts are filled with like they're the quarterback's the main name. Like, oh, what quarterback's going to pick this draft is wide receivers, no doubt. This is the draft of receivers, and Pittsburgh needs one. I know we just signed Boykin from the Ravens. And Boykin was. I mean, I liked him with Notre Dame. I haven't really heard too much about him since then. But Miles Boykin, I mean, we'll see what he can do. We have our main guy in Deontay Johnson. No Juju, no James Washington. Washington's with you guys now. And I honestly think that was a mistake. They should have played him more. And they even lost Ray McLeod, too. He's gone, too. So, I think we should draft another receiver. Offensive line and receiver, and probably a quarterback, but not.
Well, speaking of receiver, Matt, I got this mock draft up. They got
we need a defense.
They got Steelers taking Traylon Burks out of the guy at Arkansas receiver. So I would like that.
I like Traylon Burks. I mean, obviously, I would love to have Garrett Wilson or Chris Olave, even Drake London. But another guy I was looking at is possibly George Pickens from Georgia.
Hold on. Well, while you're bringing up receivers, I don't want to cut you off, but are these?
Yeah.
Are people forgetting about Jahan Dotson?
I was just about to bring him up.
Not you. I'm just talking in general because people have him going like mid-second round. Like he's late first round, early second round talent.
More about this Christian Watson guy from North Dakota State rather than Jahan Dotson. I'm like, that.
I mean, not because I'm a Penn State fan, but are people forgetting about him? Like he was one of the best receivers up there with the Ohio State guys last year.
Yeah. The only problem is that they had more than one Jahan Dotson. We only have one Jahan Dotson. They have
that makes him stick out. That should make him stick out more then.
Yeah. So,
like I'm looking at all these mock drafts, and this when you have a guy like him that people are projecting to be in that spot, that shows how deep this receiver class is. But he's better than some of these guys I'm hearing.
Yeah,
I think so. I mean, again, it's not. I also because I am a Penn State fan. You are too. We watched him this year more than anybody else.
Sick. But Jamison Williams, the main thing is what is going on with that ACL that he tore in the championship game. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, that's our next receiver. But, like, don't you forget that he was hurt? I mean, this isn't just a cramp that he got. He got an ACL tear in that championship game. Like, come on. Like, you got to be thinking about it, I know. Like, do you really want to pick that guy up and have to treat his injuries? You want him ready to go. Because nobody has ever came out and said that he's 100%. We haven't heard that. So
well, I mean, how about like Jalen Waddle? Same kind of situation when the Dolphins took him.
Yeah,
That was last year, right?
something like that. Yeah, yeah, something like that.
But
Even Devontae Smith was hurt. He got
yeah,
hurt
that's
in that
true.
championship game. So I don't know, maybe, but
We'll see.
it wasn't
I mean,
an ACL tear.
I got to see how many trades happen tomorrow too, because I've seen a lot of people saying on Twitter that the Browns are expecting to make a big move. Maybe they have said what, but
They need a receiver too.
well, I don't know if it's with maybe trade Baker, maybe a draft day trade. And I think
See some crazy things.
if he's able to if somebody's able to trade for him on draft day and give up like a 3rd round pick, 4th round pick, I would take that. I mean, you can say whatever you want about Baker, but if he goes to a situation like Seattle or New Orleans or some team that needs a quarterback, and all you're giving up is a 3rd or 4th round pick, I would do it because this guy last time we saw him healthy, Matt, the Browns won a playoff game. Something they haven't done. And
that's why I think the Browns are stupid.
And he was number 1 overall pick too. Let's not forget that either. So I mean, there is stuff there. So if there's a team like those 2 teams I mentioned or somebody else I'm forgetting, that could be one of the Steelers or headlines of the draft.
I remember when they drafted him, they're like, "Oh yeah." Like,
I thought it was stupid
at the time. Baker Mayfield. Yeah, a lot of people did. But I'm like, I like Baker Mayfield too because half these Browns fans are Ohio State fans. And I was like, I like Baker too.
He stuck the flag in the that's why I like him.
I'm like, yeah, Baker Mayfield, he beat Ohio State planting that flag, and they all just looked at me and be like, yeah, that's your quarterback.
Yeah, the same guy they hated last year, now you love him.
The same guy they hated, they drafted, but their NFL team. That's just funny.
That's funny. Only Ohio sports teams could do that.
But all right, that's gonna wrap it up here at the Casual Sports Podcast. I'm sure we'll talk more draft stuff tomorrow. You're on the show tomorrow too, right?
Actually, something came up. I had to make an appointment with my advisor, so I won't be here tomorrow.
Oh,
that's the only time I can get in. So
okay,
but you guys will have draft coverage. I'll try to make a mock draft, and so you guys can read it on the show.
Okay. But all right, everybody, thanks for tuning in today. Be sure to tune in to Power Hour coming up next on YSNLive. We'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good day.